Hey up everyone, Magpie Gaming here, and in this video we're just going to go through some of the latest news for Escape from Tarkov. There's been a few little things released over the last few days, so I'm just going to round up all of that into one video for you guys. So first off, we've got some work in progress images that you can see in the background right now. These were posted over the last few days to the various social media for Escape from Tarkov, and quite quickly, the first one that was picked up on was this one. It is the P90. This will be coming to the game at some point in the future. That has been confirmed by Battlestate, and I'm a huge fan of the P90. It's a gun that I really do like to use in any games that it features in. A high round SMG is something that I think is going to be very useful on the labs map particularly, and factory of course, anything where you've got close quarters battles going on. So it's definitely a gun I'm looking forward to. As and when we get this gun, it's not really too sure right now. There's no fixed date, but it is in the work. Not going to go too much into the other whip images. Make of those what you will. There's always whip images being released by Escape from Tarkov. Sometimes we actually see these make it into the game, sometimes we don't, so I'm not going to go into them too much. Plus I don't really know what a lot of them are, but if you know what are in the other images, do put in the comment section down below so that I and others actually know. Next up, there's been some changes to some of the ammunition. This is the 7.62 ammo, and this is particularly M61, M62, M80, 7N1, the LPSGZH and the SNB of all had their damage upped by 10. And next we're going to get into a post that was put out by Nikita, that was put out just recently, and he's basically just letting us know what is going to be happening with the game in the coming weeks and months. Of course, we're all sat waiting to see when the next big update will drop. This is update 0.12. It looks as though this update is going to be broken down into incremental updates, or intermediate patches as they like to call them. So instead of having one massive update, we're just going to get small incremental ones, which I think is a better way of doing things. One huge patch tends to break the game, whereas the little ones might only break several things instead of making the game unplayable. So hopefully they will stick to just doing the smaller ones and not these huge ones. And he says that it's basically focusing on fixes and optimizations within the game. He says some of the main issues that they're working on for freezes and stuttering and performance issues. He says that they've already fixed several issues which cause stuttering and freezes, also optimizing optic scopes, picture-in-picture, grass rendering, applying overall map optimizations, and so on. Anybody that plays this game will notice that when you scope up, some people can lose up to half of their FPS. It is a massive drag when you're trying to use a scope. It's very, very annoying, so hopefully we're going to get somewhere into fixing that. There has in the past been attempts at fixing this, and I don't think it's ever been very successful. Hopefully this time we will get there. Grass rendering, not too bothered about that. It works for me, but obviously if they can make it work even better, then that is a bonus for everybody. Fixing errors related to server performance to decrease desync and lags, also door syncs, raid start lags, server crashes are being addressed, and we will try to fix as much as possible. Again, anything that improves the game and tightens it up is going to be a bonus. It's been quite prevalent just recently, the stuttering and the lag within the game. Now that's always been present in Escape from Tarkov, never been able to escape it. Doesn't seem to matter what settings you use, you will always get lag and desync within the game, but it does seem to have been a lot worse recently. Why that is, I am not sure, but I have noticed that big streamers, big YouTubers are all experiencing it, and it always seems to come along at the most inopportune time. For me personally, if I do get a chance, I will put some examples in the background. It's usually when I go to open up on somebody, whether it's a PMC, a scav, a raider, it doesn't seem to matter. The game will lock up. Now it locks up for me to what seems to be an eternity. It's probably maybe just a split second, but that is long enough for you to either lose out completely on a battle or take way more damage than you should have done if it was a smooth interaction with the other person. So hopefully this is something that they're going to keep working on and try and get fixed. It is the one thing that stops me saying Escape from Tarkov is a must-have game. That desync and that lag is just, it's game breaking at times. It can ruin a raid, so hopefully we'll get somewhere to getting that fixed. Next up, they say that they want to improve the vertical sound positioning within the game. They say right now we want to make some changes to get rid of this false sounds through feet thick concrete and so on. This will improve overall positioning by cleaning the sound scene. After this, we plan to implement new from scratch sound system. So that's going to be an interesting one. Sound, of course, is very, very important in Escape from Tarkov. It's almost as important as the gear that you're using within your raid. You need to hear where other people are and you need to be able to position them properly. I don't really suffer too much with understanding where people are. Every now and again, depending on the maps, it can be a little bit confusing. Labs seems to be one where it doesn't work too well, especially the vertical sound. So yeah, looking forward to having that one improved. Penetration issues, they say they've already fixed glass penetration deviation issues on maps, also grenade collision issues with glass. There's been quite a lot of technical updates recently, so it looks as though those technical updates might have included these glass penetration fixes. Lots of gameplay related bug fixes, for example, grenade soft lock bug, reticule reset after grenade throw bug, possessed scavs, ton of AI fixes, operating with doors for example, ton of location fixes, collision visual issues, spawn interface fixes and optimizations. Going to be good to have all of those included within the game and get some of the little kinks ironed out, especially the possessed scavs. There seems to be a thing with the raiders at the moment on labs where they just don't seem to want to die. Yes, they're hard fuckers, but just recently it's been a case of you put a 60 round mag into one of them and he just stands and laughs at you. So yeah, some of them do seem quite invincible recently. There's going to be some small quality of life additions and balancing changes, ability to check quick cancel offer in flea market. There's going to be an out of stock label put on there as well, more pop-up warnings in flea market, etc. So anything that makes that a little bit better is a good bonus. Like he says though, the main focus is on freezes and stuttering and performance issues. So this next one isn't going to include too many like extra items or new weapons. There will be a few but not lots. It's going to mainly focus on optimizing the game, which it does desperately need right now, I think. They also say that if you encounter any bugs, please do report them, and they are constantly trying to modify the anti-cheat to keep the game fair. They say that they are doing that every single day. And then they say, of course, the art department are still working on things. They are working on military base location, which is going to be called Reserve, or Reserve basically. It's a special reserve base with supplies, which was protected by the Russian military forces. They say there'll be more info about this location at a later date though, and they're going to be implementing some new mechanics on it, and they'll also be working on labs as well. They don't go into detail about what they're going to be changing or what these new cool mechanics are going to be, so it'd be interesting to see what those are. And then of course, they say that they're working on the P90 at the moment. They're working on new character animations as well. And there's going to be a weapons builds feature. Now basically what this weapon build feature is going to be is it's going to be completely modified weapons that you can just buy already kitted out and built, rather than you having to buy the base weapon and completely modify it yourself. If you don't really want to go into that or you want to save time, you're going to be able to buy pre-built modified weapons. I think that's going to be a good addition to the game. How much they cost might put people off, but if it's roughly the same as what it's going to take, cost to build your own weapon, and you want to save that time, then that's a good little feature to have. And they say there's a lot to test, there's a lot to fix, but they will probably start updating the game as of next week. So we could see new content and features and optimizations as early as next week. I would take that with a huge pinch of salt. Generally when they say that an update will be next week, it's probably about 3 weeks away. But yeah, they're working good on the game. There's some good changes coming into it. Optimizations are always a must within this game, and it's good to see that they're working on them. It's good to see that they know exactly what they need to work on as well. They're not being stupid and just adding more content and leaving the game as it is. They really are going to try and clean it up this time. So I'm looking forward to these changes. As always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Please do let me know in the comment section what you're looking forward to. Are you glad that they're just going for the optimization side of things and not putting too much new content in? Would you rather see more content and the game just left as it is? Let me know in the comment section. As always, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.